This is a programmable logic controller, PLC for short, a computer that processes data from an input to control an output. In this case, a lamp to indicate that my program is running. Our student chapter hosts an annual PLC competition within the Southeast Asia region. This year, we have IMEC Eastern chapters from institutions in Brunei, Indonesia, and Malaysia participating in this event. Bring students together to cultivate teamwork and apply STEM skills, turning ideas into products.
Okay, so this is the table of content. This is what we're gonna go through for today. Firstly, introduction. Automation Studio configuration. Automation Studio is the main software that we're gonna use for this competition. Then we will go through basic logic, and all, important and all. I know that some of you have gone through all the logic gates and whatnot, but this is a refresher for you. And after that, followed by ladder logic diagram part 1, latching circuit diagram, introduction of time and count circuit. Then ladder logic diagram part 2, counter and timer introduction, date man system and tree running lamp diagram. Then the next one will be quite a huge subject to cover. So bear with us. HMI introduction. Firstly, configuration of HMI, introduction to widget, mapping of widget. Then lastly is a summary, a Kahoot session to see what you have learned so far going through this workshop. Then also we end it with Q&A and close of workshop. Next slide. So grading criteria. This is the grading criteria. I will not go through with you now, but we will also send you the grading criteria. So this is what the judges will see when they. This is what the judges will take into account when you showcase your project. You have to remember we have you need to submit 3 different files. First thing is your PLC program. Second is your simulation video, and thirdly is the presentation that you have that you build for the next when we give during the allocated time next week. And that's it. For video simulation, we will send you the tutorials to how to record your screen when doing the simulation. So again, remember grading criteria, we will send you by today or before the competition next week. Next slide. So this is the agenda flow. So let me go through the agenda flow with you. We started off at 9:20, which is introduction of PLC cover content. At 9:30, Automation Studio configuration. 9:45 is basic logic gate. And automation ladder logic part 1, followed by exercise, break, automation ladder logic part 2, exercise, Q&A session. Then we have lunch at 12. You will have 1 hour lunch break. Then we will start again at 1 o'clock. Then followed by exercise 3. Then we have a 5-minute break before we go through the summary, which is a Kahoot. So again, SG local time, all region timing will be the same as local time. So except for Indonesia, which will be 1 hour behind of local time. So just take this into account if you're from Indonesia, especially for next week's competition. Next slide. So let us start the actual content. So introduction of logic gate in PLC. So what is a gate? A gate is a device that performs basic operation on electrical signal. And a circuit is a combined gate to perform complicated tasks. Okay, so let me show you that the one on top, the picture on top, is a circuit, while the picture below is a logic gate, the logic gate. But I know the logic gate, there's a lot of logic gate. We're just gonna share with you 2 logic gate, which is N and OR. Next slide. So basic logic gate. So what is a logic diagram? It's a graphical representation of a circuit. Each gate has its own symbol. This is represented in the picture below. You see there's a triangle and rectangle. Those are what we say logic diagram. Then Boolean expression, using Boolean algebra, a mathematical notation for expressing two-value logic. As you can see, Q equals to A dot B plus A plus B bar. That is a Boolean expression. And truth table is as it name state there's the truth table, a table that shows possible input value and relevant output value. So 1110, 001. Moving on. Next slide, please. Yes. So what is an AND gate? So an AND gate accepts two input signals. So A and B. If both are 1, if let's say both input are 1, the output is 1. Otherwise, the output is 0. So meaning, right, if A and B, right, needs to be the same in order for the output to reach 1. So if you got 1 on both sides, you will have 1. Otherwise, if let's say A is 0 and B is 1, then the output is 0. The truth table, as you can see. So yeah, this is very simple and easy. It's a very simple logic. Of course, if you cannot catch up with this, there will be some sort of a recording or 6P. If RP student, you know what's a 6P, we have prepared for you, so you can just go through with that PDF file. Next slide, please. Then OR gate accepts two input signals. If both are 0, the output is 0. Otherwise, the output is 1. So if for this case, right, it's either one need to be turned on, like the other one. You need to have both in order to have the output signal to have 1. But for this case, right, if let's say you have A is 1 and B is 0, your output will be 0. But if A is 1 and B is 1, the output. Sorry. Let me start off again. If A is 1, B is 0, the output is 1. If A is 1, B is 1, the output is also 1. But if both are zeros, the output will be 0. So no matter what, as long as the input got 1, then the rest, the output will be 1. So next slide. Then I'll pass this to Sean. Sean, go ahead.
Okay, hello. Yeah, so I should have already given you guys an email on how to install Automation Studio. I hope all of you have done so. So right now, we'll start using the Automation Studio. So first off, the zip file that you all have when you download from the email, just extract all the contents of it out. Yeah. Then first off, you run your Automation Studio. It will take quite some time for Automation Studio to start. So yeah. Then after that, you would click on the Open Project, which is on the top left. So guys, please do the things right now. Yeah. Yeah, because there's some admin stuff that you have to do before you start using the Automation Studio. So guys, please start opening the Automation Studio. So I would screenshot these slides if you all need to, in case your Automation Studio is taking quite a long time. Yeah. So yeah. Once the Automation Studio started running, all you have to do is to click on the folder right in the picture. As you can see in the picture, it's highlighted. Yeah, open it up and then you search for the Modbus. Yeah, this this file. Then you just double click on it, and then you have your Modbus HMI. So yeah, I'll give you all like 1 minute to just do this. Okay, I'm assuming you're all done with this. Not to worry if it's slow or not. Yeah. So next slide. Okay, so when you are inside the Automation Studio, you have all these things right here. It may seem like it's a lot, but just bear with it. So on your left, you have the logical view, configure view, and physical view, design view, toolbox, menu and toolbar, output message, property view. All of these things will be relevant throughout this workshop. So do keep in mind about like where all these terms are. So if you also need this slide, I'll also put it inside this chat. Someone's raising their hand. Do you have something to say? You can also put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
Yeah, I'm the one. It's me. I just want to know what's the license key.
They should have given you the license key when you register for the Automation Studio. If you install your Automation Studio already.
Yeah, done already. Like what you asked. I asked you just like wait. Is it in the email or what?
Yeah, it should be in the email. It takes quite some time for the license to be
I don't think I see I clicked free student license and then they never they didn't say.
When did you start doing this?
Oh no, I didn't click the evaluation for license for Automation Studio. I didn't click that part. What can I do? But I already installed. Okay, wait, try again. Must I redo the whole thing again?
You can just apply it again. I think they will send you within few minutes.
I try.
You got any idea?
Yeah, I think you have to redo because that license is very important. If without the license, you won't be able to use the Automation Studio. Yeah, okay, so yeah, moving on. Yeah, next slide. So yeah, also need to do this thing so that your Automation Studio works. So all you have to do is go to your tools, and you go all the way down, you see the word option. Then in the option, you go to Smart Edit and click on all these boxes highlighted in red. So I'll just give you all like 1-2 minutes to do this part first.
Is the first image Smart Edit? CFC scan. Yeah, I think it's Smart Edit.
You have to go to the tools and then go down to option. Then then it will show the second image.
The second image, because there is 10 options. So yeah, Smart Edit, correct.
Ask the tell you it's Smart Edit.
Then it's ladder. Yeah, Smart Edit then ladder.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm assuming all of you are already done it. So yeah, next slide. Yeah, this is extra information. If you need help in the automation studio, you can go to here to find more, to find if you need any help regarding automation studio. Next slide. So okay, so right now we create a ladder diagram. That's what LD program is. That's what LD is. LD stands for ladder diagram. So on your logical view, which is on your entire left, you click on the Modbus mod HMI student, the file on the top, all the way at the top. This is important because yeah, what you search on your toolbox will affect. So make sure you click on it first, the Modbus file first. Then you go all the way to your right. You click on the toolbox, the search button. You will type in LD program, and then it will look like this on the image here, the highlighted in blue. And after you found that, you click on it, drag all the way to the logical view. Then it will paste inside the logical view. You guys are okay?
I can repeat. Don't know how to.
Go to
For the-
previous.
Can I ask a question? Sorry. For the license thing, right? Do we use our student email or private or our own email?
School email.
Use our school email.
No choice, then ask the use person ID.
Yeah. So,
Use our school email, right?
yeah.
Right.
Wait, I share screen now. Just for a little while. For this LD thing. So if you all can see my screen right now, so this is what you do. You click on this thing first. Click on here. Then you go all the way to the right. Click here. Type in LD. You see this LD program file. Then all you have to do is click this, drag it all the way here, and then release it. You have this one. Okay?
To be accessible in future.
Yeah, then after that, you click on this, double click on it, and you have a blank ladder diagram.
Yep.
Yeah, the ladder diagram isn't built yet, so don't worry about it.
Sorry, can show again.
Okay, sure. So yeah, so what you do is just ignore this first. Yeah. So what you do first is you click on here first, this file first, highlighted. After that, go all the way to here, and you type in LD. You see this LD program. Okay. Then we click it and drag it all the way to the left. Then just release it. We have this. And after that, we just double click on this cyclyc.id. Double click on it and then it will open a blank LD.
Hey Barry, sorry. Yeah, finally you pick up at long last.
Sorry, what? You guys all okay with it?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, okay, so yeah. Yeah, okay, next slide. Yeah, so this thing you don't have to worry first. Later on, after you do your first task, then you do all this first. This is after you created your ladder diagram. So yeah, I will definitely send this inside the channel so you all can see the steps. So just remember the steps properly. Then your ladder diagram should work. Yeah, next slide. Okay, yeah, so as you can see here, this yeah, on your top, so normally open relay content, your normally close content. So yeah, so in the ladder diagram, uh, when you when you when your input is from the normally open, just imagine it like a circular. So for the normally open, it doesn't allow any power to go through. But then if you need to put it as on, then the normally open will become normally closed. It will be closed, as you can see on the bottom. Yeah, from normally open to normally close. Should allow the power to go through.
Hi, just a question. Is this software available on Mac as well?
Um, I'm not really sure about that. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Yeah. So yeah, I'll show you an example now. Yeah, I'll just share a screen right now of this normally open, normally closed thing. So yeah, right here, if you want to build the layer diagram, first off, you can put the normally open. You can name it anything. And also normally close. Then the last one at the end will always be an output, which is the coil right here. Click on this. This is your output. This output can be like items like your light bulb, your lamp. Yeah, so put it like that. So imagine this is a start button. So if I were to press the start button, this thing, which is normally open, will become normally closed. And when it's normally closed, the current can go through. Later's next presenter will talk more about this. Yeah, German. Yeah, next up we'll be talking more about this stuff.
Hello everyone. Morning, I'm Jamon here. I'm reading over the slide. So welcome to the ladder logic diagram part 1. So for this part 1, I will be teaching you about how the circuit is flow. So when the start button is off, there will be no current flow into the circuit. As you can see, the power flow, the direction is flow. And in your table list, the property view, you'll see that the start BP is false, which means it's not turning off. And the same goes to the rest. So how do you want to turn on the circuit? So basically you just click on the property view, just click on the value, select as 1, press it, just click on 1 and you will just turn it to true. Or you can just type in true, it also can be true. So as you can see, the circuit turn into blue, which means it's power on. And the lamp is the output also true. Whatever is in, whatever will be going out. Yeah, just like a normally circuit. Okay, in order to switch off the circuit, you will just need to activate the stop button. It's a close contact, so you just select it as true, and it will just turn it off the circuit. Yes, as you can see, yeah. Okay, next slide. So for the monitor mode, so in this monitor mode that I shared just now, that you can actually see your program from the property view, the watch program view. Yeah. Basically you just drag in each component such as your start button, your stop button, and your lamp. Just drag it and just place it into the watch view. It's in order to trigger the true and the false, as you can see the below here. But when you drag it, you'll see something like this. Can everyone follow? Okay. If you all have any questions, please feel free to ask. Yep. Okay.
Hello. Yeah, I want to ask where do you find the watch view?
Yeah, I will let my teammate Sean to show you.
Wait. I missed the first few parts like can go back. Am I supposed to see blank?
You talking about the LD, is it?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
I already done I received it. I already extract the modbus, all this stuff.
Is your
But I'm
auto
seeing only a blank page first.
are you running Automation Studio?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be blank. Okay, so
Yeah.
try
Blank.
First should be blank.
at first it should be blank. Then yeah, if you want you can follow this slide, right? Like try practice out the slides.
So which
So-
one do I start first?
And that one is what?
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll show. So yeah, so it's used to be blank lah, like somewhat like this without the line. So it's supposed to look something like this, right? So what you do first is you click here, in this box here, then you can put your nominee open, then you can type anything. Yeah. Then you can follow the slides. I think it looks something like this. The names are a bit different. Just then for the output, this right here. Can I follow?
Just one question. Wait. I don't see the same thing as you. I don't know why. Is it okay if I just show you mine? Like mine is weird. There, I got like that.
You need to go to the go to your all the way to the right. And you see a search button, the toolbox, all the way to the right. Right. All the way. You see the search button below.
Below.
Then you see the toolbox, the
All the way at the bottom.
not all the way at the bottom, up. No, your cursor go up to the search button.
This one.
Up, a bit up. You see
This one?
on your right, a bit to your right.
Oh, this one.
Yes. Press type in LD.
LE.
DD. LD.
D.
Yeah. You see the LD program? Yeah. Click on it. Then drag it all the way to your logical view, which is all the way to your left.
This one, right?
All the way to your left. Yeah, then you just release it. Okay, then you click on the program. Then you click on yes. There you go.
Oh.
Again.
Then the next step is?
The next step is to follow just now the slides. So yeah.
Okay.
So if you I'll guide you lah. So you click on the first box there.
The first box, you mean this one?
On the LD, yes.
I'm not sharing screen. Okay. The first, oh wait, never mind. The first box.
Yeah, there you go. So you can
I
just
remember start. I remember.
Yeah.
After that, the next one was.
Then later you follow the slides.
Yeah. Okay. Can put inside.
Sure.
Turn off. You silly shit. Leon.
So I remember somebody saying about the monitor mode. So go back to the previous slide. Previous. Yeah, this one. So yeah, at that time you should after you create the LD program, then you first you press save all. Yeah. Then second off you press activate simulation. You have to wait for a little while. How you know it's working? You see this image right here. It says run in green. Yeah, then later you see this, you press this build button right here. Then it will show this. Then you have to press transfer. It does take quite some time, so be patient. Yeah. Then after all of it is done, you can press monitor mode, then you could, yeah, play with it. Yeah, I sent the slides inside the chat. You guys have any more questions?
Okay, so let's carry on with the slide. So as you can see just now, Sean has shown you how to go to the monitor mode. After you have dragged everything of the component, the normally open and close, and also the output, you will see something like this in the right hand corner. And for the value, you can select it as true or false. Just double click and just click 1 or 0. Okay, next slide. Okay, so for this ladder logic diagram program part 1, there's a circuit called latching. So latching is a circuit that if the input button turn off, the output will still keep running the circuit and the lamp is still energized. So how to let the input lamp to be energized? So by creating another normally open component that have same name as the lamp, and when you turn on the start button, all the circuit will turn on, will be energized. So you can see the value will be true. So when the start button is turned off, the lamp will still be energized because you have the normally open to energize the lamp. This is called a latching circuit. Anyone have any question before going to exercise 1?
When we press on monitor, it says there's an error. Is this
Sorry?
it said that the program does not exist on the target system.
Sorry, can you repeat again?
Basically, they're supposed to, when it can run, right, it shows the true false watch program, but somehow when I tried to run it, it doesn't show anything. Ming Chuang got like that. Yeah.
Okay, so whenever you occur an error, right? So you just click on the error in the left corner, the output result. You just click on the error and see what is the error that this status. For in this case, right, is you might need to rebuild the circuit again. So you just save all, save in like a new copy or something, and then you start. And after you save, you just click on the run, the same step as what Sean has mentioned just now, and click on uh build to rebuild the circuit again. After you have built, you will show a transfer, so you just transfer the circuit, and from there you can able to see the monitor mode.
Hi. Uh, I the transfer button doesn't allow me to click at all.
You have to make sure your simulation is running. Like your second step for that one. Activate simulation thing. You have to wait till it's getting to run.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Because if it's offline, you cannot transfer.
Hi. Got a question. After I started to run the simulation, the watch menu did appear, but it remains blank, so I don't see the booleans I put in to the ladder diagram.
For Chiu and you, can
Yeah.
you please share your screen so that we can help you to clarify?
Sure. Um,
Okay, so in this case, you just click on your start button, the start of
Start button.
yeah. You click on it, the one of the component, and you
Okay.
drag it into the watch program.
Oh.
Yeah. And then you can see
Then with
same
this.
goes to the rest component. Then from the force variable, yeah, you just click on one. Or yeah, you can type truth also. Yeah.
The alternative, how do you you're about to say something other than typing in? What else can you do?
It's either you type in true or you can just type one. It still will become true.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you want to be turned off, right, you just click 0. It will become false. Yeah. Very simple. Yeah. So any more question that we can help you to clarify? Okay, since no question, right? So let's move on to exercise 1. And y'all can get to start to practice on how to do the ladder logic diagram programming part 1. Okay. So in the exercise 1, you need to develop a ladder programming. We will give you 30 minutes to do. So you're required to design a LD diagram with 2 lamps, and one lamp need to be turned on while another can need to be turned off. So the ladder logic diagram can toggle which is latching that we have teach just now, and either one of the lamp can be turned on or off. So there's a hint given below here, the second round. Yeah. And you can try to start doing now. So whenever you occur any difficulties or any error, please feel free to check with us and we can clarify with you.
Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back from the break. So now we shall show you what is the answer for exercise 1. I believe you guys should have an enjoyable break. So let's move on to the answers. Thanks for the likes. Okay, so here is the answer for exercise 1. So here you have your start PB, your stop PB, and a lamp 1, which is your second ledge. And your first ledge is the same as shown previously on exercise 1, which is start PB, stop PB, and a lamp, which is ledged. So the actual button that is doing the toggling will be stop PB. So do take note of that. And if there's no other questions, then we shall just move on back to the main slides. Now, now I'll be talking about the append rail, which is to create another system or to add another rung. As you can see there's a red color rectangle there. You can just click the plus, you create a new rung at the bottom over there. As you can see, the first one is 001 and the second one is 002, which is the new rung. Yeah, then we'll just move on to the next one. Next slide. Alright, so moving on to insert a function block, especially to insert counters and timers. So you make sure that you have the red color rectangle as you can see over there. Make sure you have clicked show external libraries. Then at the filter section, do remember to type ton, which is for timer, CTU, which is for counter up, CTD, which is for counter down, which I'll explain in the next slide. Okay, so for counters, so starting off with counter up, we have CU, which is as for PB. Reset is just using a reset button. PV, which means that is the maximum is what in this case is counter up. I put 3, and then Q is your indicator, and then CV is just to indicate that is it 1, 2, or 3 in real time. So basically, once the CV has hit 3, the Q is your output, which will go through, which your indicator will light up. Then moving on to counter down, which is your down counter, your CD, which I have my button to be PB again, my low will be my reset, my PV will be 3, and then my Q, which will be my indicator, and then my CV, as I said, will be calculated in real time. So in this case, when your PV, right, you will start at 3 because this is counted down. So your reset button, which is your load, is meant to reset it back to 3 once you reach when you reach 0, where you cannot count down further anymore, or maybe 1 or 2, it depends on when you want to reset it. Then once it has reached 0 in your CV, your Q, which is your output, will go through, and then your indicator will light up. Below is just the graph to show you that how does each input affects the reset, preset value, and so on and so forth. And to the next slide. Okay, so now I'll be talking about exercise 2, which will be your timer, which is your tom block. So that you can create a setup after finishing and pass, but you guys will try that later already in exercise. So I'll just only tell you more about ton, which has 4 different IOs, which is IN, which is your input, your PT, which stands for how long that you want to take for, whether is it 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, so on and so forth, as you can see at the table over there. Then for your ET, which is average time, which meaning is calculated real time. So it's like when the timer is on, it'll be like 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, or so on and so forth. Then once you have reached the criteria of the PT, but in this case it's 5 seconds, then when it's 5 seconds, right, the timer 5 minutes will on, even though it's just a nip. So yeah, that's how a timer works. Hello everyone, welcome back to the workshop. So I assume everyone have a very nice lunch break. Right, is everyone back? Can give me a like emoji please? Thank you. Okay, so now I'll be talking more about HMI, which is human machine interface. So it's technically, it can be a hardware or a software that an operator will interact with a controller. It typically will use a monitoring screen and an operating panel, so like physical buttons for example. So typically in the industry, we'll use HMI to control and monitor machines. Next. Okay, so here are some examples of HMI. So you can see there can be an ATM machine, car wash, robotic system. As for touchscreen, you could have a HVAC system screen panel, or you have a PLC program screen panel, which we'll do later. Then,
Sorry,
yes,
I don't see the screen.
you don't see the screen. Hold on. You don't see the screen. Neither, I think. Can you share, unshare, and then share again? Hi. So can you see the screen or? Hello.
Still can't.
Still can't. Do you mind if you leave the call and join back on you? So can you see the screen now?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Sure. Okay, then I'll just move on to where I stopped at. Okay. So as I stated before, so the ATM, as you can see here, there's a screen and another is a push button. So I assume you guys have used a ATM before. So like push buttons are those where you key in your PIN number, then your screen is to indicate like, oh, you want to deposit or withdraw, for example. Okay, next. Alright, so for HMI configuration, I believe it should be the same folder. So I assume you guys should have it. Then the file type, it should be the same with the same name, or you have changed the name, it's okay. Just that you have to make sure that you have your map view at the logical view tab. Can you guys please check? If you guys got it, just give me a live reaction will do. Okay, so I presume you guys got it. If you guys don't have, you can just shout with the mic or talk in the chat. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. Okay, so now I'll be talking about OPCUA. So OPCUA is basically a open platform communications united architecture. So it's like a machine used for machine communication protocol for industrial automation. However, here in the one that we are doing in the Automation Studio, we're going to use OPCUA to enable the variables. So I'll guide you guys follow step by step. So first, you go to configuration view, which you can see at the right photo over there. Then you click, and there will be a plus. So you just click the plus. Then you will show you the connectivity. After that, carry on and click OPCUA. And then double click OPCUA map.uad.
there you can see like all the variables, but as of now, you guys haven't really made a ladder diagram that you want to do for HMI. So it's just that I'm teaching you guys how to get over there. So far, do you have any questions about this? Because this step is very important if you want to have your variables to do your HMI. Okay, alright, if there's any, you can just say in the chat. So now I'll pass on to Jonathan, which will explain more about HMI.
Hi, can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. So now I'll be talking about this map view part. So follow along carefully. Make sure you're on your Automation Studio application. So this logical view on the left side, right? Make sure you select logical view, go to map view, then visualization, and expand the pages to show the content page. So once you've done that, you should see a empty screen, not empty screen, a blank page lah, rather. So this is the page where you can edit your HMI. You can drag widgets into this blank page, and then you can customize it later on. This one is important because you'll be doing HMI very soon. And then on the right side, on your toolbar, you should have you should see your HMI widgets. So using the toolbar, right, you can search for specific widgets. You can also expand the description to see how you might want to use the various widgets that are in this toolbox. For now, we'll introduce to you just 5. So on my slides, you'll see a push button. So that one's useful for, say, your start, stop PB. And then you see ellipse, that orange circle. That one's useful for maybe, say, a lamp. Radio gauge, you can use it for like maybe a temperature sensor. And then for slider, what can you use for slider? And then image. Image allows you to pick any sort of image you want from online, then you can upload it. So later in our example, I'll show you one where we use a picture of a motor, and then we dye it red and green to show whether it's on or off. I'll show you later. The next slide. Yeah, we'll now be showing you how to bind the widgets to your variables in the LD program. So on your right toolbox, you have many widgets. Maybe you can start by dragging in just a push button. So again, you can search for push button using the toolbox, and then just click and drag it onto the content page. Or if you're able to do it, just give me a thumbs up so I know. I see one. Yep, so if you have dragged your push button onto the content page, now what you can do is you want to bind it to your variables. So you would double click that push button widget. You double click it, and then you expand that property window below. It should be on the bottom right-hand quadrant of your screen. So once you have expanded it, you look for data. Then you expand the drop-down value to show binding. Then you click the triple ... and then you bind your you select a start push button maybe to bind it to the widget lah. So far so good. If you have any issues, just voice out or type in the chat.
Where to find the configuration view?
Logical view, is it?
Yeah, from the earlier slide.
So the logical view, you can see it on your left-hand side.
Left-hand side.
I have posted I shared in the chat the previous few slides. So if you want, you can refer to that. Was anyone able to bind your start push button to the widget? Maybe I can show you lah. Maybe that will help. Hold on, I'm taking over the share screen. So this is my automation studio. I have expanded. I've came to this logical view tab, map view. I have expanded to reach this content page. And in my toolbox, I can drag in the push button. Yeah, so if you double click the content page, then you can come to this toolbox with the widget. It's a bit funny, but yeah. Otherwise, if you click here, right, then you'll still be stuck in like over here, and then they'll tell you to drag in other files. So once you reach the content page, then you just double click, and then it should show your widgets in the toolbar. So here I can search push button, or just drag it in. Then I can double click it. Then expanding this property page, right, I can now edit, for example, the color of the button over here. I can also change the size. But what's more important is that we bind it. We bind it to the variable that we want, so that later on, the data value binding, so that later on when we simulate pressing a button, our system will change accordingly. The output of the system will change. There. So I have binded start PB to this push button, just like that. I see a question. What is this? Getting an error for binding. Ah, right. Okay, so if you have the same error, listen up. You'll now need to map your variables. Yeah, so to map your variables, you need to map your variables before you can bind them. So to do that, you go to configuration view. On the left-hand pane, there should be a configuration view. Then you expand connectivity, OPC UA, and then OPC UA map. Then you click on this plus beside your program. So for myself, I just have a simple program here with three things lah. So I would select all of them. I would click this tick button, this green tick, and then refresh. Make sure that they are all in black instead of gray text. Because if they are gray means they haven't been mapped. So you won't be able to bind them if it's grayed out lah. So make sure it's in black text you can read them. So after you've done this, go back to logical view and then try to bind it to your widget. Qiu Enyu, are you able to do it? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'll be moving on. We'll now be proceeding to how to run the simulation. I now have an example for you where we use a motor. We simulate turning on a motor rather. Can you share screen? Play the video. So here's the video. So he's now simulating, and then he built and transferred the program. When he's done, he refreshed this visualization page on his web browser. And clicking the start button, you can see that the lamp lights up. And then clicking the other start button, the motor turns on. You can see how it correlates with the ladder diagram. Can you go back 2 slides? Yeah, next one. So when you run your simulation, once you have binded your widgets and you want to display the HMI, right? So this is how you'll showcase during the actual test during the actual competition day rather. So you'll rebuild and transfer a program, and you simulate and monitor a program, and then open this link in your browser, and then your widget will change accordingly as you click the buttons on your program lah. I have also shared this slide earlier in the meeting chat. Next slide, please. So this is the program that we used earlier for the motor. So you can see that when I press in its default stage, you look at rung 3, the third appended rail, the start is normally closed. So the motor will always be, in its default state, it will be off. That's why you saw the red motor when nothing was pressed. And once you press start PB, the lamp will light up. But if you let go, the lamp will stop lighting up. Then in the second rung, when you press start, the motor will turn on, but motor off will not light up. In this case, all the variables are Boolean. Next slide, please. Yeah, we've seen this lah. Next slide. Next slide. So this is now exercise 3. You now create a LD program to turn on a system of choice. So be as creative as you want, but don't spend too much on this ladder diagram lah. Just make sure it's simple. The main priority of this, the main focus of this exercise is to practice doing your widget. So create a HMI with the following requirements. You must be able to receive feedback for true or false states of your system, and you must have a start PB. And then design your unique HMI. So you may use color and text to edit your widget lah. Finally, test your simulation by using the link. I will share this link in the meeting chat. Maybe you can spend 20 minutes. Just do a simple ladder diagram. You don't have to spend too much time on it. The focus is on the widgets and HMI. Maybe 150. Then one of you or a few of you can share your HMI. Don't have. Anyway, my colleague will work with you to try and resolve your issue in the meeting chat. Maybe I try arrow someone. How about Yu Kai? Yu Kai, how's your HMI going?
Still just trying out.
Oh, were you able to get to the visualization page?
I think I just got there. The program a bit slow.
Slow. Let me try someone else. How about Abdul Hanan? Were you able to run your widgets? If it's okay, can you share with us?
I'm unable to run the widget. I'm still having the problem with the program thing at the configuration view.
So that one OPC UA, right? Where you need to enable your variables.
Yes.
Is anyone done?
Great.
Come on, someone share Lee. Actually, we are down to our last exercise already. So I'll try to release you all by 2:30. So just bear me a bit more. Maybe anyone wants to share their program? And don't mind sharing your program. Okay, in that case, how long in? Okay, we'll resume at 2 o'clock for a time of Kahoot. And then if after the Kahoot, if any of you have questions, feel free to stay lah. Otherwise, you all can take a short break. Or if anyone wants to share a program, I'll still be here until 2. Yeah, I'll see you all again at 2 for Kahoot.
How long is only a break? So now it's break until 2 o'clock, right?
Yes, Ivan.
True.
Huh?
We do true lah.
Hi, welcome back. It's now a bit over 2 p.m. Sorry about that. We'll now go into a time of Kahoot. We'll share the link with you all in a bit. You can sign up on either your phone or your laptop. Both are fine. I don't think we have prizes for this, but I think it's a good learning opportunity lah. So just follow along. I'll close the sign up at maybe 206, 207. I should see 25 of you. Okay, we'll now be closing the Kahoot. I'll be handing over time to Jamon. Over to you, Jamon.
Thank you, Yon. Okay, so I think we'll be starting the Kahoot now. Okay, question 1. What is the name of the logic gate? Wow, yeah, well done, well done. Okay, next. Who's the Bojo? Good job, good job. Okay, next round.
Okay, then you try the next one.
It's pretty challenging. Okay, wow, I see some people getting wrong. Okay, so the right file that we have sent it to you all, right, is the bus underscore HMI underscore student. All should be in capital letter based on the folder that we sent it to you all. Yep. Okay, next question. Oh, wow, I see new name. Keep on coming up. Okay, what is missing in the image? Very simple. see some wrong here. Okay, so in the middle of the image is shown is the configuration mode. Yeah. You'll practice more and you'll be familiar with the tab. Still get some wrong. Okay, so the format of simulate and testing the PLC program. So firstly, you need to save all. Then you have to activate your simulation, ensure that it's run, and then you build, and the last step will be monitor to view the property view of the component. Yes. Okay, next question. Wow, Mintron on fire. Okay, next question. Next. Okay. Which relay contact is the normally open relay contact? Good job, good job. Okay lah. Okay, 16 correct. Can. Next question. Who's on the poll? Okay, next. Okay, what is the missing component in the LD diagram? The word coil and the MO. Wow, why still got someone getting wrong? Okay, so the answer is start button, which is the normally open and you're starting, and the lamp is a coil. It's not normally open or normally closed, because the coil means it's a output of the ladder diagram. Okay, next. Okay. Wow, there's a lot of changes here. Okay, next question. What is the full name of the CTU? What is CTU? Okay, so UTC is a short acronym. Okay, next. Wow, there's a lot of changes here. Okay, next question. Okay. True or false? What is a timer? A function block? Wow, well done. Majority get it correct. Function block. Timer is a function block. Yes, correct. It's true. I think the one that getting wrong might pick too fast lah. Okay lah. Next question. Okay, what is a function of PT in the tone block? So Okay, the majority is still getting correct. Okay, so the PT in the time block is your timer. So under the time block, there's a PT. The PT is to delay time, which is you can set your time based on the time that you want it to set in seconds, in minutes. Depends on your design. Yeah. So I see people select lapse time. It's not. It's also it's wrong lah, because the timer is to you want it to delay the time. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Next question. There will be two answer, double point. How do you use HMI? Very tricky question. So before you select. Wow, good job, majority getting correct. Okay. There's a lot of changes here. Okay, next question. Which of the following is an example of HMI? Okay, so example, never mind. Next question. Can go back to the, cannot go back. Yeah. Okay, the question show what is the full name of the OPCUA? This question is very tricky. Yep. Okay. Wow. Okay. Good job for seven people that getting correct. So the full name of the OPCUA is the Open Platform Communication Unite Architecture. Okay, this is additional information that if you all want to know about what is OPCUA when just now we explained during the lesson. Next. Okay. So how to enable all variable using OPCUA? CK is the click and DB is double. It's a short form lah. Yeah. Half getting correct and wrong. So to enable all the variable using the OPCUA, you need to firstly go to your configuration view, click on your connectivity, click on the OPCUA, double click on the OPCUA map, and then lastly will be the select all variable. Yes. Okay, next question. Okay, which of following are widget? This question will be tricky.
The real name that you full.
Oh, okay. If you're wondering why start BP is not the correct answer, it's because start BP is just a name. In the widget contents, right? The start BP icon should be under the push button or button. So start BP is just a name or text box only lah. Yeah. Then your meter is not inside, so yeah, it's wrong. And the correct answer will be your image and your eclipse, which is your eclipse will be your LED button, the green icon, and also your image will be the two moto. Okay, next question. Okay, last question. Which of the following option is the link to view the HMI simulation? Okay lah, so this question is a bit like try your luck lah, huh? Okay lah, so you can see the correct link is the fourth answer. Yeah, so when you do the simulation on online, you can just copy the link that we provide you in the MS Team. Okay, next, let's see who's the podium of the winner today. Hey, Kai. Yu Kai, right? Top 3. Bocho, who's Bocho? And then wow, good job, well done. Okay, let's clap, guys. Good job. And the runner-up is Hannah, and congratulations. No prize, but more knowledge in PLC. Okay, so next I will pass to Afif to end. Oh, sorry, to Jonathan to end the session.
Hello. I hope you all find the Kahoot. I'll now be going very quickly over the learning outcomes and then more details on the actual event lah. So today, we covered basic Boolean logic and OR gates. We talked about and we helped you all get familiarized with the Automation Studio, get orientated with how to navigate and how to use the search and the find features. We also talked about LD, how to make a latching circuit, how to use counters and timers. And lastly, we did HMI, how to configure, bind, and map, and then how to visualize your HMI. So that's what we've gone through. But over this next week, we encourage you to continue familiarizing yourself with the application. Make sure you're familiar with how to navigate the software, how to use the search and help features, because that will be immensely helpful when, say, you forget why you might use certain features or what should be the input for the timer. That's where the help and search feature might be helpful. Also practice your LD and HMI, and also explore other HMI widgets that are not covered in the workshop. So, that may be something that might help you get a bit more points during your competition. Okay, so that's the learning outcomes. I'll now share a bit more about the actual day and how you can access some of the slides and the recording for today. So we'll be sharing today's slide. So for RP students, that's 6P. We'll also be sharing the recording of this workshop in this general channel. We'll also share with you how to submit your deliverables on the actual competition day. So that will be, you'll need to submit something like a recording of your simulation. You also submit your files, your Automation Studio files, and you also be submitting your presentation slides. So 3 things. We'll share with you how to submit it through a document that will be shared in this general channel. And then the actual day will be next Saturday, 9 AM to 6 PM. yeah, that's all I have to share with you guys. We now go into a time of photo taking. Can everyone turn on your camera? Just a quick one, and then I'll let you all go. Come on, turn on, more.
Anyone else wanna turn on their camera? Yeah, just turn on this. I'm gonna finish everything already. So thank you for coming to today's workshop. So I hope you get to learn a bit more, or maybe if you already learned this subject, maybe this will be a sort of a refresher for you lah. So without further ado, I'm gonna take a picture. So in 3, 2, 1, I will you just post whatever post you want to post, just post. So in 3, 2, 1, cheese. Okay, that's all for today. Any last question? Anything from the guys? No. If not, then
Just
we're
one.
done for today lah.
Just one.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Is the competition for next week physical?
Who's this? May I know who's this? If you wanna come to school and do, you can go ahead lah. The school is open for you. Yeah, RP student only lah. Those that are outside of the country, it's up to you to come to your campus or not. But for RP student, you wanna come to school and do the thing, can lah. But it's not within like with us like within your group, your own group lah.
And will there be a topic or theme for the competition?
Yeah, there will be a topic. It's a competition. Yeah, everyone else can start leaving already. Bye-bye. Ivan, you got question? You can stay back a bit lah.
I just want to say thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming.
Then well, I can just come back to school. Then who else will be in school? But nobody else will be. Wait, then if you go in school, we have to go to RPIC, right?
This competition is online, so whatever arrangement you want to do with your team, go ahead. Yeah, but it will be conducted online.
Oh, 9 AM to 6 PM.
Yes, man. Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Oh, okay. If anything I have questions, I just ask where? Just ask.
On
WhatsApp lah. And if any questions, I just.
Yeah, I can on WhatsApp. You can ask us any question there lah. Or you can ask the question here lah in the general chat. That will be easier, right? Then everyone can benefit from your question.
Oh, general. Oh yeah, there is. Oh yeah. There is. Yeah, I can just randomly ask lah.
Yeah, the rest can